Hi guys, I'm back with another mani. So I have a color here from 𝑻𝒊𝒔𝒉 titled Naked Guy. And so I have some full coverage nail tips here from Amazon. They are from Tay, T-A-Y-E. I think these are the almond medium full coverage nail tips. And so I did not apply any base coat to these tips. I'm just going straight in with Naked Guy, which is a nice neutral color. I did buy this with my VIP credits during Black Friday. So I applied a thin coat to the nails and I cured for 60 seconds in my LED lamp. So I'm now going in and applying a thin second coat of color to all nails, and then I will cure again in my LED lamp. And you can see the difference between one coat on the nail and two coats. And as a reminder, 𝑻𝒊𝒔𝒉's polishes are vegan, cruelty-free, 21-free formula, TPO-free, HEMA-free, and palm oil-free. And so I do have a discount code for non-VIP members. It will be in the description box below. And so this mani is a Juneteenth inspired mani. So I didn't want to do the classic colors. I wanted to do something a little bit different. So once I cured two coats of color, I'm going in and applying 𝑻𝒊𝒔𝒉's Velvet Matte Top Coat and curing for 60 seconds. And I don't know what happened to my matte top coat because it looked like it cured. And so oftentimes I'm pulling a chunk of chunky gel polish out of the top coat. So after I cured for 60 seconds, I'm going in with a buffing block and I'm going to buff the matte surface of the nail because I'm going to go in and do some chrome stamping. Typically I don't have to do this step, but lately with matte top coat, chrome powder is not supposed to stick to the matte top coat, but buffing works. I've seen some people do regular top coat and buff the shine off of the surface of the nail. So I'm removing the dust, and then I'm going in with the What's Up Nails stamping plate. I want to go in with the chains, and I'm going in with Mirror Light Gold chrome powder from 𝒊𝒔𝒉 and sticky black stamping polish from Clear Jelly Stamper. And so whenever you're doing chrome stamping, there's two ways to get it done. So I'm going to show you both ways, but you want to use a nail stamper that you don't care that much about. And so this is like a little clear stamper that I got off Amazon. So I'm taking the eyeshadow applicator. I got them in a bag for maybe like $2 off like Temu or Shein. And so I went in with the applicator and applied the gold chrome powder. So now I'm going to go in with Clear Jelly Stamper's sticky black polish, and sticky because it has a sticky layer to it because the chrome powder needs something to stick to. And so with the pinky nail, I'm going to apply the chains or use chains. So I'm going to scrape the polish, and then this is the first way with the chrome powder on the stamper head. You can go in and pick up the image and it will transfer to the nail with the chrome powder. And so the sticky black picks up the chrome powder, and I'm just placing that or rolling that stamper head on the sticky pad. And I'm going in with the clean end of the eyeshadow applicator just to rub that chrome powder in. So here's the first way of stamping with chrome powder. So now I'm going to go in the second way. With the thumbnail, I wanted to break the chains up, and so I'm applying more chrome powder to that stamper. I do 3 nails with chrome powder, a different design on the nails. Again, this is a Juneteenth inspired mani, and if you don't know what Juneteenth is, Google it. And so I'm applying that sticky black to part of the chains, and then I'm going to scrape. And so I'm going to use another stamper, pick up the image, and place that in the corner of the nail. Once that's placed, you want to give it a few seconds, and then I take the stamper head with the chrome, and I'm just rolling that on the image. And now that's the second way you can apply chrome powder. And I'm just taking again the clean end of the eyeshadow applicator and rubbing that chrome powder in. So you do, every time you want to use chrome powder to stamp an image, you want to make sure you apply more chrome powder to the stamper head. So I'm going in with the bottom part of that image, and I'm going to place that on the opposite corner of the thumbnail using that same technique, picking up the image, making sure it looks good, placing that in the corner. I wait just a few seconds, and then I go in with my chrome stamper, or the stamper that has the chrome powder on it, and just patting that or rubbing that on the nail, going in with the clean end of the eyeshadow applicator and rubbing that chrome powder in. And so there we have it. And so here's a plate from Clear Jelly Stamper. I've been wanting to use this plate for a while. It's called Pride of Black Beauty. Has all these different images in here, and a lot of them are like 3, 4, 5 part images. And so there is the word freedom on the plate. So I'm going in with black polish and stamping the word freedom, and it comes with the clear spec sheets so you can see how the image would look on the nail. You don't have to use their color pattern if you don't want to. Now I meant to pick up my regular black from Clear Jelly Stamper, not the sticky black, but it's still stamped. So I'm picking up the word freedom, and I'm going to apply that on the thumbnail underneath the chains. And so I do a full set, or I do a set or nails for my left and my right hand, because I wanted to wear these for Juneteenth, which is actually going to be tomorrow, Thursday, June the 19th. So I'm going in with 3 colors from Clear Jelly Stamper: yellow, green, and red. Now this image is really a 2-part image. But when I did my practice set, I could not get those the outlines to line up the way I wanted to. And so I'm going in and I'm doing kind of like a 3-color ombre with the image. Sometimes you can scrape multiple times, but here I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to blend too much, and I'm just scraping stamping straight across, picking the image up and placing that on the nail. And again, I could not get that thing to line up when I did my practice set, so I decided to do something different with this nail. So I let that nail dry, or the polish dry, and I'm going in and applying a layer of matte top coat. I'm then going to buff the nail because I'm going to go in and apply some lines and do some more chrome stamping. So after that's cured, I buff the nail, and I'm going to go in with this plate from Clear Jelly Stamper called Funky Swirls. And so I'm just seeing how I want those swirls. I already knew what I was going to use, so that's the spec sheet. And lately their plates have come with instructions too, like stamp this first, stamp this second. So I'm buffing the nail because actually I had forgot to do it, and I was like, uh-oh, you better buff that nail or you're gonna have chrome powder everywhere. So I'm going in with just the random swirls on the plate, and I'm applying more chrome powder to that same stamper head. And you want to dedicate a stamper for this, because over time it will get cloudy. Even though you can remove the chrome powder, over time it will get cloudy. And so here I'm going in and I'm just using that same sticky black stamping polish from Clear Jelly Stamper, and I'm applying that first black line on the nail. I'm then going to go in with the 2 smaller squiggles or wiggles or lines, and scraping and picking that up and placing that on the opposite end of the nail. Now the sticky black, it gets tacky, so I was still good with the chrome powder. So once I place that on the nail, I'm then going in with the chrome on the stamper head and just kind of rubbing that on the nail. Now what I did notice, some of that chrome powder came off when I top coated. I wasn't happy about that, because I'm looking at the set right now as I do my voiceover, and the set on my left hand, I guess when I top coated I may have rubbed too many times and some of the chrome powder came off. And so here I'm going in with this is a 3-part image, and so I'm using some colors here: Tea Time from Maniology, S'more from Maniology, and the yellow from Clear Jelly Stamper. So I'm taking Tea Time and I'm going to stamp what looks like the sunset. I didn't want to do yellow because there's a small little sun that goes in the middle of that image. And so I'm stamping that, and then in between there's going to be 2 giraffes, and in between the giraffes you have the word Africa. And so I'm going in with this color S'mores, which is another brown, and I'm picking up the 2 little giraffes. And so I'm trying to line that up as best as I can, because the little head's going the little opening for the, I guess, sunset or whatever you want to call that. Now I'm going to go in with the yellow and pick up that little tiny sun and place that in the middle of the little sunset. And so I thought that was really cute, and so I wanted to do something extra, so I wanted to incorporate red and green as well. So I'm going in with the little zebra stripes, and I'm going to stamp that in the top corner of the nail, and then I will clean that off with acetone or the plate cleaner from Clear Jelly Stamper, and I'm going to stamp those same lines in green on the opposite end of that nail. Now I do have discount codes from Maniology, Madam Glam, and Clear Jelly Stamper, and if you've ever used any of my discount codes, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Even though I work full-time, having a YouTube channel is not free. It ain't free. Well, it's free for you to watch, but it ain't free for me. And so I'm just stamping the opposite end of those stripes, and here is the set so far. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And so for the last nail, this was a 4-part image. So I'm stamping the body of the lady, and I want to get that in as close as possible to the middle of the nail. And so I'm stamping that. That's the first part. The second part is kind of like her hair and part of her top. And so again, I did do a practice set, and so I kind of knew at that point how to line it up. Plus the clear jelly stamper spec sheet had the order in which you put the stamp on the nail. So I wanted to go in with the darker brown. That's kind of like her hair, and kind of the under part of her shirt kind of sits right underneath the bosom. And so now I'm going in to fill in the hair. Looks like she may have a little cap on, and the other part of her top. And I'm trying to, again, line this up as best as possible, because I was like, oof, how you line this up? And it also, and so you can see that there. I'm trying to show you on camera without kind of impacting what I can see on my end. And then the last part of the image was actually like an earring, a necklace, armbands, and a design on her top, which I kind of, the design didn't transfer as well and it was kind of misaligned, but I left it like it was. Once I get that second part, or the last part, not second part, but the last part of that image on the nail, I do go in with that same red and green. Look at that, that's cute. I'll go in with that same red and green and stamp the little zebra stripes in the corner of the nail. So I'm going to go in with that red, and I didn't do the whole image because there's not a whole lot of nail estate in the upper corner of that nail. So I'm going to stamp that in red, clean the plate off with plate cleaner, and then stamp the opposite end with the green stripes. So here are the nails for both hands. I made them the same, even though I ended up putting them on different because I mixed up the sizes by accident. So my top coat's running out. I do have another one. I just want to use this one up. And so I'm applying a layer of top coat to the nails, and then I'm going to cure for a full 60 seconds. And here's where I think I wiped too many times on the nail. And so I put these on this morning. Today's Wednesday, June the 18th. I put them on this morning before I started working. And that's when I noticed that some of the chrome powder was off the nails, and I was like, crap, but you know, it is what it is. So again, these are Juneteenth inspired nails, so happy Juneteenth. I'll be working, unfortunately. I did not take off. So here is the set. I did these last night on Tuesday, June the 17th, and so here is the set. I keep them in my little case, and coming up are the nails on. Again, I put them on the next morning with my good old Jolly stamp. So here are both hands. Thought they were really cute. I love the colors. I loved it. So you guys will have to definitely let me know what you think about this set. So please like this video if you found value. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. And subscribe to my channel. It's still free 99. So I appreciate you guys for watching. Happy Juneteenth. And I'll see you next time.